Yes, Rahim. So you said
Uh,
you had a
we,
question. Could you explain that?
yeah. In a service catalog,
Uh-huh.
we have a requirement that the same catalog for the same user we cannot send for a second time, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Please explain that and
Yeah.
also
Mm.
email property. Like what is meant by inbound and outbound exactly? I I'm developing that.
Okay, with regarding that, we had one full session of completely for this specific requirement of client script and script include. So we wrote an on submit client script to validate whether with the same requester do we already have a request, and that will be calling a script include. If you look at one of the recordings, it is there.
Yeah, I done in my in my instance, but
Share
getting
your
same
personal
thing. Please check.
share your personal
Yeah.
instance. I'll tell you where's the problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because today my agenda of the class is the other day Friday we finished up item number 1 and 2, right? Today we'll have to finish between 3 and 6. Okay, I'll quickly explain about the inbound and outbound properties that you have asked. This has been already explained, but I'll reiterate again. So if you want the email to be received by the service now, then you have to enable this. If you want the email to be sent from service now to actual mailboxes, you have to enable this. So while sending, if it is production instance, then just leave it empty, so that it will send to actual recipients whoever's email ID is put on the user table. Otherwise, if you feel this is a test instance, you don't want it to be sent to actual people, then what you do is you put test email address like your personal email address or company shared mailbox address that you used for testing only, so that the emails gets triggered to mailboxes but not actual mailbox, instead to this specific mailbox that you enter here. So this is what you call it as inbound and outbound email properties, right? Okay, so we will look at this one, but before that, we'll finish up these item, the regular agenda 3 to 6, and then finally we'll look at your issue item. So you said you tried to work on a specific light script and script include to validate the requested for details in the R item tables. It wasn't working, right? We can definitely look into it.
Yeah.
Okay, item number 3 is whenever is there anyone in the batch currently who has finished item number 3? At least half
Yes.
finished, or so I
Yes.
know.
Yes. Sir, done.
Okay, who was it?
Me. Right.
Okay, you completed this. Okay, so for the interest of the others, we
But
will finish as well. Yes, please.
also ended comment in those. I mean, we should send the comment also, right? For
Yeah,
user.
we'll have to update comments.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Okay, we'll do that fresh. So the requirement is that you'll have to go to users table and users table whenever record change active field changes to false, right? How do you know when a field, when a record changes to active false? We will know it in business rule because business rule works on insert update. So let us configure a business rule on the users table. Business rule on the user table. Whenever a record is updated and active changes to false, we need to do something. What we need to do? We need to identify the list of active tickets assigned to the person, right? How do we identify? We have a concept called glide record, right? So where gr tab. So we need to look at the task table wherein assigned to is nothing but current dot sysid. Now I need to also filter based on gr.add query. Active is true. I don't want to look at the inactive tickets, right? Active, comma, true. gr.query. While gr.next, because there is a possibility that could be more than one record. So you need to put while there are multiple records, send an email to the respective assignment group managers, right? Need to find assignment group manager's name. So how do you get that? How do we get that is where grp manager is equal to gr dot assignment gr dot assignment underscore group dot manager. So why do I tell this way is, if you look at task table, right? Task dot list, task dot list. There you have a field called assignment group, right? So I'll put assignment group, this arrow mark group fields. I need to do a dot walking. So I'm going inside the assignment group and I'm finding the name of the person, manager. Manager is not empty like that. I'll do a run query and right click copy query. You will know the script line. Assignment group dot manager, right? So that's what I had written here. Assignment group dot manager. Fine. So we have found this person. So we need to send an email to this person, right? To send an email, what we need an event and an email, right? So let us assume we need to create an event now. So we go to event registry, create new, active false. Okay, user inactive dot task active. User is inactive, but task is active. That is my business rule name, and they shall run on task table. So this is fired by the BR intern sends email. Okay, so this is the event name that I had created and I have put it on task table. So what I have to do is I have to call this event here. Event queue of, in single quotes or double quotes, put the event name, comma, task table, right? So here if you put current, it represents user table. If you put gr, it represents task table. So the query business, sorry, the event I had written it on task table. So here I will have to put gr. Okay. Syntax is event name, comma, the table name. So here the table name is gr because the task is further represented by the object called gr, comma, to whomsoever I have to send an email. It is grp underscore manager, right? And then second parameter can be empty or just I can put gr.sysid. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, I just have a small doubt.
Mm-hmm.
For this, we can't write with the add encoded query, right?
Yeah,
Script.
we can write. We can write. So the same one, if you want to write it in encoded query, two things you need is assign to an active is true, right?
Yes.
Assign to is like, let's say for now I'll hard code it, and active is true. I'll do a run, right click copy query. So instead of these two lines, I'll comment it and I'll put it as one line. Geo dot add encoded query, double quotes, paste it, finish it up. This will work, but here this assign to is dynamic, right? We don't want it to be static. So what we have to do is where my query, this is just my variable name. You can give any name, okay? Whatever you want to paste it here. Here this is going to be dynamic, right? So what do we do is remove it, concatenation with current dot sysid plus, right? Now I'll put it like this. You got it? Either you use two lines like this or use two lines like this. Why I need to store it in a variable and then call it, the reason is because it's not like a static, a default value. It is actually dynamic, right? Based on the user record that you are in, the value might change. So you need to use current or sysid. So we are forming
And
the query in this line and using it here. Yes, please.
and one more thing, ma'am. Actually, can't we do it from the user side, from glide record of sys user? Because from user side,
We
if you
are
go to users table and
we,
open
we are
tasks and
all
assign to it.
we are already in users table. See, the requirement is that whenever user record changes to false, right, you need to do some operation in task table. Whenever a user record changes to false, you need to do an operation in task table. So when will you know that a user record changes to false? In task table you will know, or in user table you will know?
Yeah, that's what I'm confusing now. I think can't we know from user table?
Yeah, we are doing it in user table only.
Task.
See here, if we're doing it in user table, right, we will not know
Yes.
it in task table because, see, let us say system administrator is the user who got removed out of the organization, so his account turned false. Okay, now
Okay.
you're not writing the business rule in user table. Okay, imagine. So you're saying that can we write it in task table? So when will a business rule run? Only when a
Yeah,
record
depend.
is inserted or updated, right?
Yes.
Or a record is deleted or queried. So you have to wait for the moment for a task record to be updated. There could be records of an inactive users which is not at all updated, right?
Okay.
Why do you want to wait? The actual the actual algorithm should follow through user table, because when a user gets disabled, you will right away know it in user table. You don't have to, like this, they will say, right, you can do like this also and the other way also. This way is the straightforward way. The other way is a very long route, like it's uncertain. Sometimes, like in task table you have hundreds of records. Yeah, like every single time a task is updated, you're going to check whether assigned to is active or false, assigned to is active or false. It's not a good idea, right? So when a user record gets disabled, at that time you're finding all the task records and updating at one go,
Okay.
right? So in event, I'm parsing all these values, and also I told you another requirement that I'm gonna update a comment in my task table. So your task is represented by the object gr. So I'll put gr dot comments. The backend name of comments is comments is equal to, mm, is equal to I shall say gr dot assign underscore to dot name named account is no longer active. The group manager has been notified for alternate SME designation. Okay, and just leaving it like this will not help. You have to put the operation geo.update finished up with a semicolon. So business rule is done, event will be triggered, but when an event is triggered, you have to create a notification, right? So we'll click on notifications. We'll have to create a notification. We will use same name as business rule, but it's not necessarily be. You can give any name, some sensible name also you can give. When a event is fired, here I'll put what is the event name, user dot inactive, right? So I'll type u, takes me to the u directly. user.inactive. Okay, who will receive um, salmon group. When I click plus, I can do a dot working, a salmon group dot manager, right? And then what will contain? You can bring in all the task table, like task table things from this right side. Okay, you can change this order however you want to. I'll save this up. Okay, now what I shall do is the requirement is done. So as you saw, whenever user record active changes to false, this we are doing it in business rule, right? And then identify the list of active tickets assigned to the person. That also we're doing it in business rule. Send an email to the respective group managers. So this for this we need an event, because an event will be triggered via business rule. An event, that triggered event further will create a notification, generate a notification. So for this we need to create an event and notification. This is done. And enter comments in the ticket alerting the situation. Alerting means like not alert, like informing. So this is done in the business rule itself. Now let us test this. This requirement is done. Let's test this. um, Before that, let me look for the active tickets of users, right? Active is true. I'll bring up assign to field. Okay, we have assigned to your. Okay, we have so many tickets with Beth Angelin. Let's do show matching, like 103. Fine. So what we will do is we will disable the profile of Beth Angelin. Right? Active returns to false. Okay. Now the first steps towards this is we have to open each of the tickets of Beth Angelin. We saved this, right? Fine. We have to open any of the tickets of Beth Angelin and identify if the comments are uploaded or not. Assignment group, I'm bringing it up because email is expected to be sent to assignment group.manager. Assignment group manager again needs to be okay. I will change this group manager to be somebody else, because what will happen is this ticket is assigned to Beth, and there are only 5 tickets where an assignment group is not empty. So what it's gonna do is, to these managers it's gonna send an email, hey look, somebody has left the organization in your group. But surprisingly here, Beth Angelin herself is the um, manager here, so it will not be the right use case. So what we'll do is we'll change the manager to somebody, and then we will redo this. Whatever we've done, we will redo this so that we expect the email to be sent. We'll put this one as able tutor. Okay, this is somebody else. Fine. 3 groups again. Like I'll put a test message to identify, how many times it has gone inside. Okay, I'll put it as after update. Why I don't want to put it as before update is because before a record gets updated, you're trying to do multiple operation. Like if it is 100 plus records task table, it's going to take a lot of time for the active field to be changed to false. So I'll put it as after update. Save this, and then for testing we had disabled our account, right? Let us enable and then disable it again, because we're trying to recreate the situation now. Okay, I'm disabling it now. Okay, I would have got like 100 times now. So that's why it's it shows these many. I'll just refresh the screen, and then I'll look at one of these incidents. Okay, okay, I ran the job twice, right? 3 minutes ago and then now. So it has printed 2 times. But Angelin's account is no longer active. The group manager has been notified for alternate SME assignation. So the comment is working perfectly fine. Now what I got to do is I got to look at the emails table. So checking upon the emails table to see if there is email sent properly. Created is a 2A. Okay, this is urgent, right? These are my emails. So you could wonder why I have only 3 here, whereas there I have 5, right? Sorry, hundreds of tickets. Because only some, okay, I'll refresh it again. So only these 4 tickets have assignment group, like filled properly. Others and all did not have assignment group filled. So that's why you're getting only these many emails. So let me click on preview HTML body. So it gives me comments, description, and then assignment group assigned to number. All these details are available in my email. So this requirement is done. Anybody have any question with requirement number 3? We have added business rule, and we triggered it to people, and updated the comments as well. Anybody has got any questions? If not, we'll move on to item number 4. Has anybody finished item number 4? From the people in the batch, do we have anyone who have finished item number 4 or 5 or 6? So that business rule again we'll have to write it on. This connect chat will open up, right? Whenever we enter comments, connect chat will open up. Don't worry. After a ticket is updated on change request and state changes to closed. Okay. Identify if there is any change task. Okay. And send an email. Okay, then we do not have to write business rule. We can write directly write notification, because anyway we want to send an email. But if there are change tasks, include the change task details as well. If there is no change task, just include only change request details. That is the requirement. So either way, we are going to send an email whenever a change ticket is closed. So instead of writing a business rule event, we can directly write it in notification. Because in business rule, only when you want to send multiple emails, or only when a condition is satisfied, complex condition, the query condition is satisfied, only then you will write a business rule, filter it down, and then trigger event, which in turn will trigger a notification. But in this case, you want to directly send an email, but the content of the email only is going to change whether they have change task or not. Change request closure email underscore request. Whenever, here itself you can put state changes to closed. Who will receive is, or whom are we going to send? Opened by users or groups in fields. Here I'll put opened by. Done. What it will contain is number has been. I can directly put it as closed, or else to keep it dynamic, I can put it like dollar state. Like, right, it will tell me the current state details. So here I shall provide all the details of my change ticket number, short description, and then description, and then comments, and then planned start date, planned end date, actual start date, actual end date, and all of these I can put it here. Okay. Okay. Now I also need to put what, like I need to put my change task details also. So since it is all change request details, I can bring it from the right side. But in order to put change task, it is even more complex. Like I need to involve a script. I cannot do it directly. Now change task details below. I have no direct way of putting it, and I cannot write any glide record inside my HTML of my notification. So what I can do is I can call up a mail script. They call it as mail script. It's dollar mail script, and I can give any name like change task details. Okay, so I need to be sure of this name, and then save this up. Show notification scripts. So here with the same name as change task details, I do not have anything. So I'm going to create new one. I'll give the same name, change task details. So here I can, include anything that I want. Now what I need to find is, I need to do a glide record to my change task table. Query is, let me identify the connection or relationship between change task and change request table. So I'm right now on my change task table. I'm trying to find the connection between change task and change request. So I do a show matching, and in URL I can see that the backend name of this change request is also change request. So what I can do is In my notification script, I'll put change underscore request underscore request is nothing but current sysid. What is current sysid? The sysid of your change request, right? Because the notification itself, you wrote it on change table. That's all. There could be possibility that there are more change tasks, more than one change task. So we will put a while loop instead of if. Now I need to print few things, right? So I cannot put like gs.info, gs.print, nothing. I have to use a syntax called template. Do you see a word called template? So template dot print change task number plus gr dot number plus and change task description is gr dot description. Okay, save this up. What I shall do is copy query, click on preview notification. Instead of like, I can either close any change request ticket and show you, otherwise I can do like this as well. Just for testing, I will put a dummy record for test evaluation. So actual start date, end date, all these details has come up here, and then change task details, right? So I put change task number is my city task number, and change task description is it starts from year to year. So like this I can put up all these data. It seems like I have multiple change task details here, so it comes up like this. You can even put up a break line, you can put up like this, a break tag here, so that what happens is between each line there will be a break established, like a line gap between one line and the other. You will have a line gap established, so that way you can work on it. So the intention of this particular use case is that you need to know how to derive information in the notification from some other table. Some other table, when a connection establishment, but it's not a direct data, it is a derived data. How do you get that information? So that is the intention of this class. Any questions? This was the requirement note, and we had accomplished using an email and a notification email script, to be very specific. Any questions? Any question, guys? All right, I believe this one you should have done. Like this is for more practice of yours. And this one, item number 5, similar use case we've done 2 to 3 sessions, so that should be fine as well. And item number 6 as well, we had created read, write, and ACLs. I want you to explore more and do multiple times on your instances, so that you get used to it, and develop a logic by yourself. So if there aren't any questions for today, we'll wind up for today. And if you find any questions anywhere, we'll look into it. If Rahim is online, I can look into Rahim's case. Is Rahim, are you online? I shall wait for another minute for Rahim to respond. So if he isn't online, probably I'll look at his requirement and put him a message in WhatsApp. All right, guys. Thanks for joining in. And for Rahim, I'll tell you, in WhatsApp. I have logged into your instance. I'll explain you in WhatsApp since I don't hear from you right now.